athletics was the next thing.
Okay.
And I really aspired to train towards going to the Olympics. However, I got, do I say, shipped off to Nigeria to complete the rest of my education. And then that dream just kind of fell off.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the question that I'm sure most of us would like to know. So your figure, your shape is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
How do we get a bigger bum and a smaller waist? Please and thank you. The important question.
You are beautiful. You are powerful. You are worthy. Your crown is your glory. Love me like I love me.
Hey beautiful, welcome back to another episode of Kiya Convos, the space for all things wellness, self-care and empowerment. I'm your host, Amoah, and founder of Kiya Cosmetics. Today we have the stunning Christina.
Hello.
Hi, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Very welcome. I'm really looking forward to this conversation. You look amazing. Your content's amazing. Your brand's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, I just want to get straight into it. I like to ask everyone right at the beginning, just tell us a bit about yourself, your journey prior to starting Bodied by XO.
Okay.
Who is Christina?
Okay. So yeah, I have founded a brand, Bodied by XO, which is all about fitness, community, bringing women together to feel confident in exercise and enjoying exercise. So I have a fitness app where I teach live and on-demand workouts. So you're working out alongside me. We've got gym programs. We've got a space for the community to interact. We run quarterly challenges. So that's like my first baby.
Okay.
And then I recently had an actual baby. So
congratulations.
My little one is 6 months old. So at the moment I am just like really navigating like motherhood and being a small business owner as well. But yeah, I guess prior to starting the brand, I worked in marketing.
Okay.
So I worked for a skincare brand, Paula's Choice, if anyone's heard about it. Amazing products, I have to say. And I was working on their social media and marketing team for the UK market. And I worked with them for about 5 years. And then it was around just before lockdown happened, I was kind of starting to look for something else, but nothing was really coming up. And I was starting just to feel a little bit lost. Okay. But in the meantime, I've always been into fitness, like from a young age, like whether it's gymnastics, ballet or athletics, I've always been into fitness. So I used to train a few clients one-to-one privately. And I also started teaching classes in Brixton Street Gym. Shout out them. So yeah, I was teaching my signature booty band class, so with resistance bands, and then I'd put on a song and would kind of work out to the beat of the song. So yeah, I was teaching classes, Brixton Street Gym. I was doing the odd PT client, really, really enjoying it, but I was kind of thinking about how I could maybe transition into doing this full time, but hadn't really given it too much thought at that point in time. And then, yeah, I guess lockdown happened. Started streaming my booty band classes online on Instagram Live. And it just kind of got a lot of traction. Yeah. And it was something I was doing in the evenings after doing my normal 9 to 5, jumping on live, teaching a 30-minute class once a week, and then it became twice a week, and then I was doing them every day. Yeah. And I was this is amazing. And then my Instagram following started to grow. And I was just this is amazing. I feel so good doing this. People are messaging me saying how much it's like uplifting them. Obviously, like it was a really hard time for a lot of people, and they'll be like, oh, you don't know how much you've helped me during this time. And for the first time in a long time, I felt like I had like a purpose. Because I feel like I've always been a type of person that's worked really, really hard, like studied like a maniac for my A levels. I got into LSE where I studied international relations.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely hated it, like despised it, couldn't wait to graduate. But I just always felt really lost, like hard worker, but didn't know what to do with myself. So yeah, that was like the first time in my life where I felt like this is something that feels good for me, and I can kind of make something out of this. So yeah, I was like teaching these workouts like 5 or 6 times a week, and then a few other trainers who were kind of doing the same thing started charging. And I was kind of in between, like, oh, do I just continue doing these classes and, you know, growing my social profile, or do I also do the same thing and start charging? And all of my friends were like, just go for it, like you're working so hard, like people are invested, like just give it a go. And so yeah, that's what I did, and that's kind of how I guess the brand was born. Because then it became like all of a sudden I was doing something for fun, and then it was like I'm starting to charge people, so it's essentially becoming a business. So it was all quite unintentional. And then that was just a big headache, because it was like all of a sudden I'm in a realm that is new. Is new. But because of my experience at my previous job and the marketing and the social media elements, it kind of, those skills I was able to transfer, I guess, quite quickly into creating my own brand. And I'm not amazing at like graphic design or anything, but I am quite a creative person. And I think, you know, I've got quite far doing it myself as it is. So like building a website and like going into email marketing and all of that kind of stuff. I feel like I'm rambling on a bit and I don't know where I'm going, but like that's kind of what I'm doing.
You're not rambling, you're sharing your journey. No, that's really good. That's so interesting. I love when things come about organically as well. You didn't set out, okay, I'm going to do this and then build this business. It was just a natural passion that you were sharing, and it's grown from there. So prior to lockdown and when everything took off, were you already sharing your workouts online, or?
Yes, a bit. So for example, if I was in the gym, I might record my gym routine or ab routine. So I was posting workout related content on Instagram. So it wasn't like I just jumped up like, hi, I do fitness. I was sharing workout related content. So
how did you initially get it? I know you said you were always into, you know, fitness, being active, but when did you realize that was like a huge passion for you? Was it during lockdown or was it prior to that for you personally?
I think it's just always been a part of my life. And fitness has always been an important part of my life as well. Like I feel like I can't function properly without exercise. Or I can't be like the healthiest, best version of myself without having some sort of exercise in my routine. So yeah, I mean, when I was younger, any kind of sport I did, it was like, I'm aiming to be the best and I want to like go to the Olympics, or I want to be a professional in that. So like gymnastics was the first thing. And then kind of fell off with that. And then athletics was the next thing. And I really aspired to train towards going to the Olympics. However, I got, do I say shipped off to Nigeria to complete the rest of my education. And then that dream just kind of fell off. Because
how old were you when that happened?
How old was I? I believe I was 13.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was around like just the year before you do your GCSEs. Yeah, around 13. So in my mind, prior to that, like I'm training towards going to the 2012 Olympics, and then go to school in Nigeria, and you go from training 3 times a week to a school where the whole school does PE together, like once a week, and there's no focus and there's no training. So that just kind of killed the Olympic dream. So I then came back to the UK to do my A-levels. Wasn't actually really doing much in the way of fitness at all. And then, as it does happen for a lot of us, I was in a relationship that kind of ended, and then I just kind of started using gym as my therapy.
Oh, okay.
And then it was like, oh my God, Christina, like, can you train me? Can I work out with you? Can you do a plan with me? So then I was like, oh, I might as well do my PT qualification. Like, it's always good to have something on the side to like your everyday 9 to 5. So I did my PT qualification, and then I just kind of jumped into doing classes. And that's just, so fitness, in long story short, it's just always been a part of my life. And I guess people kind of saw that I was good at it or inspired by me. And I thought, okay, let me see how I can help. And that's kind of how I got into it.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So at the moment, you've got the app.
Yes.
You're documenting your journey online. What do you see as your main focus in terms? Is it like total fitness? Is it specific areas? Why do people come to you specifically?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I feel like that's something I am still trying to figure out myself. Because in terms of the ladies that I have in my community, it's a big mix of people, big mix of ages and different abilities as well. So I've got people, for example, who join the app, they're very new to fitness, at the beginner level, not very confident in going to the gym. So training with me live, they're getting exposed to new exercises. They can watch me to make sure that their form is correct. And then they can then go and take that into a gym space, like when they feel more confident to.
Yeah.
And then I have women who are, for example, like more advanced in their fitness journey, but they're so busy, they don't have time to go to the gym, or they don't like going to the gym. And they know that if they train with me, they're getting like a really effective, like 30-minute blast workout, get it done, and they feel good and they feel like they've worked hard. So it's a mix. And now obviously that I've had a baby myself, there's a lot of women that are like asking me for like pre and postnatal advice as well. So it's like, I feel like we cater to everyone, but I also feel like I kind of need to figure out like a lane.
Yeah.
And I do think that probably will be steered towards more like beginner level, and mothers as well. But if you work out with me, regardless of your level, like you're going to get a good workout. You're going to break a sweat. You're going to work hard. And I think people come to me because my workouts are fun. We have really good playlists, like music is like a really important part of the session for me. So we play like a lot of Afro beats, Amapiano, bashment, dancehall, garage.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I mean, there's a lot more like diversity in the fitness industry now. But I think like if you are someone that's, for example, used to going to classes, like you don't necessarily hear like your music. So a lot of women, like they feel like at home, like when they train with me and I'm playing music that resonates with them and they like and gets them going. So I think that's a big pull as well.
Yeah. So is that something you just did naturally just because it helped you out when you were working out? This is what you like to listen to and you found that it related well with your...
Yeah. I would say so.
No, I was asking about who you cater to because I've noticed that since you did start doing the like pre and postnatal workouts and things like that, a lot of people are really enjoying that content. And it's really helpful because there are a few workouts like I found online when I was having my kids and coming up. But to see someone that looks like you, you can relate to, it's entirely different and it's really nice and relatable. So,
oh, thank you.
I feel like you're carving out your own niche and you're not even realizing.
I'm trying to figure it out. It's hard because I feel, I feel like it's hard to kind of pick a lane and stick to it. Like it takes some time to figure things out. And I'm just trying to figure out what that looks like for me and my brand. Yeah. Because I also don't want to isolate anyone as well. But you can't do it all.
No, definitely not. But then don't feel like you have to put yourself in a box either.
Yes. Yeah.
So for someone like me who struggles to be consistent, tries working out, does like a little, well, to be fair, last year, for the first 3 months of the year, I was going to Reformer Pilates classes.
Nice.
Twice a week. And then I fell off.
Okay.
Completely. Never been back since then. Then I went to the gym consistently every single day. Well, 3 times a week. For 3 months again. Fell off, never went back. So for someone like me who struggles with remaining consistent, what would you say is the best way to get into a steady workout routine, fitness routine?
Yeah, I think that's a good question because like without consistency, like you're not going to get the results that you desire. And I think a lot of people want fast results like now, like yesterday.
Yeah, that's me.
And so because of that, they resort to extreme methods, like whether it's like really restrictive diets or challenges, like everyone's now jumping on the 75 hard challenge, which is if you are new to working out if you're new to working out and it's not like a consistent part of your lifestyle, you are going to start that and 90% of people will fail or drop off because it's unrealistic. You don't work out once a week and then all of a sudden you want to commit to 2 45-minute workouts a day and one of them has to be outside. Like let's be real with ourselves and let's be realistic. So I think the first thing to do is to set small, realistic goals. So if you're not working out at all, commit to 1 workout a week. If you're only getting in 3,000 steps a day, aim for 6,000 steps a day.
Okay, yeah.
Like small, consistent goals that, you know, they're realistic and you can tick them off and then you can kind of slowly build up. The first 2 weeks, you might smash those 1 workouts a week and then build up the next week to 2 workouts and then 3 workouts. Yeah. But jumping from like 0 to 14 a week, like it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So build in small, realistic goals, I would say is the first thing. And then build it into your day. So the same way you would schedule a meeting or an outing with your friend, schedule your workouts into your day. So put it into your calendar, block it out, or write it down, and that way it's more likely to get done, as opposed to kind of going through, like waking up and being like, oh, I might do my workout at lunchtime, and then lunchtime comes, oh, I'll do it after work, and then you're tired, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then it just never happens. Whereas if you've got it blocked out, you're like, okay, I've given myself this time to commit to working out, and nothing else is going to interfere with that. So that's the second thing that I would say is important. And then lastly, just like you're investing into yourself and to your health and your wellness. And I think it's just something that's so important to do, to take time to yourself, re-energize, like get a mood boost. There are so many days, because I teach like maybe 3 to 4 workouts a week online. And there are some days where I'm like, this is the last thing I want to do. Oh, I wish I could cancel this class. I really don't want to do it. Should I just pretend that I'm sick? These thoughts go through my mind sometimes. Or I've got a morning class and I've only slept 3 hours because my baby's kept me up all night. Should I just say, everyone, like, I'm going to record at another time and you can catch up? But I never do that, by the way. But these thoughts do come to my mind. And then I do the workout and I feel amazing. Like every single time I feel great after. So every time that you're pushing back a workout and you're procrastinating, just think, in an hour's time, I'm going to feel good. And I'm going to feel like I've done something for myself, and I'm going to feel productive, and it's going to be worth it. It's always worth it. The only time doing a workout is not worth it is if you get an injury. But other than that, like, even if it's 30 minutes, a small workout is better than nothing at all. Even if it's 10 minutes, like, you can fit in a 10-minute HIIT exercise and your mood is just going to elevate after. So it's always worth it. So yeah, just try and think about that.
Oh, thank you so much. No, this year I've been trying to get my little workouts in. I'm starting with home workouts. And then I'll progress back to either Pilates or gym. But so what do you usually advise your beginner clients that are just starting in terms of like their first initial routine, or is it dependent on what their end goals are?
I think what I would always advise someone that's starting out, just in general in their fitness journey, I would say try lots of different classes and find something that you enjoy. Because if you don't enjoy it, it's going to be a lot harder for you to stick to. So I know it can be daunting, like trying a new thing, not feeling good at it, but that's the only way to kind of get a feel for whether you like things or not. Like, you don't need to be a gym babe. You don't need to be a Pilates babe. You can do Zumba, tennis. Like, there's so many ways to move your body and keep fit. So you don't have to be in the gym if that's not like a movement that you enjoy. So find something that you enjoy, and again, like, set up a realistic routine for yourself. So if you're just starting out, 2 workouts a week is good enough. Start off, if you are using weights, start off nice and light. If you aren't sure on certain exercises, YouTube is amazing. If you kind of have fear with working out in the gym, it's always really good to go in with a plan. So starting off with like a cardio machine to warm up with for 10 minutes, and then do like 5 minutes of like dynamic stretching. So that's like stretching with continuous movement. You're not stuck in one place. That's for after your workout. And then pick 4 to 5 exercises that you're going to focus on. It doesn't need to be more than that, 2 to 3 sets, 8 to 10 reps, bang that out. Finish off with a little bit of cardio to warm down, some static stretches, so the stretches where you're still, and then you've built like an easy workout. Yeah. So always go into the gym with an idea of what you're going to do, whether that's upper body, lower body, full body. And then once you've kind of got a plan, you'll be a lot more confident, and you're not just kind of walking around the gym thinking, what does this machine do? What should I do next? Yeah. And feeling awkward and a bit silly, because I know what that feels like. So yeah, go in with a plan, find a form of movement that you enjoy, be realistic with your routine to start off with, and also reward yourself as well. I think that's something.
That's a good one.
I mean, only reward yourself if you actually stick to the plan. But I like to tell my clients, like, set like 3 goals that you want to achieve like in the next 6 weeks, and like incentives so that you've got something to work towards. And that's always nice, you know, whether, like if I stick to X amount of workouts a month, I'm going to buy myself a new workout set, or I'm going to buy a book, or I'm going to treat myself to a nice meal out. Like those little things make the journey more enjoyable.
Okay, sure. And
working out with a friend as well.
Okay.
I think that makes exercising enjoyable, having an accountability partner. But don't be reliant on that friend because if they flop, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to go either, then that's not good. You need to be able to push yourself regardless. And then the friend is there as like an added bonus.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the question that I'm sure most of us would like to know. So your figure, your shape is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
How do we get a bigger bum and a smaller waist? Please and thank you. The important question.
Yeah. So when it comes to training your glutes and building muscle in general, you need to be eating enough calories. Okay. So what is difficult about this question or this aesthetic that everyone's trying to achieve is it requires 2 different things. So obviously, like, shrinking your waist involves like dropping your calories, right? And going into a calorie deficit. That's the only way you're going to lose body fat. But building a bum and building muscle mass involves eating enough calories and lifting very heavy. And you need those additional calories to give you the energy to do that. So it's like 2 opposing goals. I think if you are at like the beginner stage of your fitness journey, if, for example, you've got more body fat and not so much muscle mass, then it's kind of easier to see results and to drop body fat and build, because you're starting from like a beginner's point, right? And then the more advanced you get and like the less body fat that you have, it's a lot harder to do those goals simultaneously.
Okay, sure.
But I would just say in general, I would say in general, focus on eating as clean as possible.
Okay.
High protein diet. So if you're someone that's like not used to tracking your macros, so your carbs, your fats, your proteins, etc., at least try and track your protein intake.
Okay.
And there's lots of calculators that you can use online to do this. It asks you to input your stats, and then it will kind of work out how many grams of protein you should be consuming per day. So focusing on your protein intake, because protein is like the building block of your muscles. So having a high protein diet is going to help you build your glutes, right? So high protein diet. In terms of your exercises, focus on like glute dominant exercises. So your squats, your lunges, your hip thrusts. Make sure that you're lifting heavy as well. So you have to like really push yourself with lifting heavier weights, like push out of your comfort zone. If you are not screwing up your face in the last 3 to 4 reps, you're not lifting heavy enough. So making sure that you're lifting heavy enough, making sure that you're getting enough rest days as well. That's important. Making sure you're sleeping well. So yeah, if you're at the beginner stage, start off there, training lower body two times a week. I think is good. I mean, you can do. There's no harm in it. But if you are at beginner stage, then two sessions is a good place to start. And eating clean so that you're not going to gain additional body fat as well.
So what does eating clean look like? Are you pro or against? It's pro or anyway. Are you for carbs? Yes or no?
Oh my God. Absolutely. Any trainer that you work with that is like cutting carbs from your diet, sue them. Get rid of them. Carbs are so important to fuel your body for exercise. So if you want to get the most out of your sessions, if you want to build muscle, you need the energy to do that. Okay. So you need to be consuming carbs, right? There's no point you're just not going to get the best out of your workout sessions if you're tired and you don't have the energy to do them. So carbs are an important part of your diet. Everything in moderation, like you don't need to be cutting anything out except for like excess kind of processed sugars and things like that. But like everything in moderation. Eating healthily and eating for weight loss are actually two different things as well. So you, for example, could be someone that wants to lose weight and you're eating really, really healthily. You're eating, you're eating salads, you're eating chicken, all of that good stuff, but you're not seeing results. And that's because even though you are eating healthily, you're still eating in a calorie surplus.
Okay, yeah.
So you need to be mindful of that. You can lose weight, for example, eating one meal a day, and that meal could be McDonald's, and you're losing weight because you're not you're eating below your maintenance calories, so you're in a calorie deficit. Obviously that's not healthy for you at all, but what I'm trying to say is you could have one person that's like eating really, really healthily and not seeing any weight loss results because they're consuming more calories than their maintenance calories, putting them in a surplus. And you can have another person that's eating crap, but because they're in a calorie deficit, they're seeing weight loss results. So although it is hard, looking at the calories of what you're eating is really helpful.
Okay.
And I know some people are against that because some people do get obsessive with it. But I think my opinion is the more knowledge you have, you're able to make more informed decisions. So if I'm tracking my calories throughout the day and I've noticed, it's lunchtime and I'm a little bit over, and if I eat this extra biscuit, that means I'm not going to have many calories left for dinner. Let me not eat this biscuit. Like, you can make better informed decisions that keep you aligned with the goal that you're trying to achieve. Whereas if you're just kind of eating without looking at these things, you could be putting in so much work. You could be doing your meal prep, you can be banging it out in the gym, but you haven't looked at your calories, you're kind of putting yourself at a disservice, because you could be doing all that hard work but eating just a little bit too much and then not seeing the results. So I think looking at your calories is important.
Yeah.
Like even little things like mayonnaise, ketchup, like oil, like they've got a lot more calories in them than we think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the more knowledge you have, it puts you in a better position to kind of work towards your goals.
Fun. I'm thinking until you got to oil, I was with you. Then I was like, I really enjoy fried plantain. I had fried yam yesterday. I'm like, okay, that could be why.
I mean, possibly, but I'm someone that loves food. Like my love for food and exercise are probably
in the same.
Yeah. So, and I'm not one to really deprive myself of things, but I fit things within my calories. So I've got a super sweet tooth, but I allow myself, for example, 250 calories towards a sweet treat a day. And that could be a chocolate bar. That could be like, I love these pancakes these chocolate pancakes from M&S. It could be an ice cream, for example. So I'm getting my fix, but it's still within
your range,
my range, and I'm still getting results as well. So it can be done. Everything in moderation. Just track a little bit, and once you've started tracking for like a week, you'll kind of get the hang of it. And people tend to eat pretty much the same meals week in, week out. So you'll kind of get a feel for the kind of things you eat and the kind of calories that they have, and your
portion sizes.
And the portion sizes, and then it will just kind of become second nature. But yeah, I'm not for like being super restrictive and like cutting things out. But again, like, know yourself. If you're someone that cannot just stick to one ice cream, and you know like you'll have to have another one, then it's better that you don't have it at all. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, just be honest with yourself. But it's interesting because this is actually like the first time in my life that I've actually had to be more conscious about what I'm eating. Because I've always been like physically very fit, being able to pretty much eat what I want. And then pregnancy, I gained quite a bit of weight. So this is like the first time that I'm really having to like think about like what I'm eating, look at calories, look at increasing my step count. So, and I'm getting results. All of the things that I tell my clients to do, I'm incorporating them and they're working. So it can be done. You just have to be honest with yourself and you have to put in the work.
What was your pregnancy like? Did you still work out? Were you a little more relaxed, or did you try to?
Yeah, I was like a mad woman during my pregnancy, just because I had to think about, so I wanted to take at least 6 weeks off after. I mean, you have to when it comes to exercise anyway. That's the recommended amount of time, 6 weeks off. So I had to pre-record content for my app, so that while I had that time off, my clients had content and workouts that they could keep up with. So throughout my pregnancy, I'm teaching my weekly classes, and I'm recording 6 weeks worth of content on top of that as well. So I was exhausted, but it kept me fit and it kept me sane as well. I felt I had like quite low mood during my pregnancy, and I had sickness all the way up I didn't have whatever that thing, hyper something,
HG.
Yeah, I didn't have that. But I was vomiting pretty much all the way up until like 8.5 months. So I was quite miserable, and like doing my 1 class a day would be like the one thing that like gave me a mood boost. So exercise was like really important just for my mental health during my pregnancy. But yeah, I worked out all the way through, but I was also eating, like my appetite was out of control. And because of the sickness as well, I craved excess carbs. So I'd be like going downstairs for like toast at like 2 a.m. And if I didn't have toast, like I would feel physically sick. So it's like I had to eat chips, burgers, like a lot of red meat. So I was eating a lot.
Yeah.
Even though I was working out a lot, I did gain weight. And gaining weight during pregnancy is normal anyway. Yeah. Like, yeah, it's totally normal. But yeah, obviously everyone was like saying to me, oh my God, you're going to snap back. You're going to snap back. Like, don't worry about it. You're fine. And that didn't actually happen to me. And I was like, oh, like I have actually gained quite a bit of weight. So I'm going to have to do something about it. But luckily, it kind of coincided with some challenges that I was running on my app anyway. We run like quarterly challenges. So that was like really good into kind of getting me into a routine. And obviously I have to set a good example as well. So I'm like making sure that I'm fully locked in the challenge and doing everything that I'm asking my community to do. And yeah, slowly and surely, the weight is slowly coming off. And I feel like it's a good experience for me because it's enabling me to really relate to my clients and also understand like the mental battles that they go through when they're trying to lose weight as well. And like, you know, you go and look on the scales and like you've gone up versus yesterday.
Yes, I understand that one.
Which is also normal. And I know these things, but I'll be standing on the scales and think, fuck's sake. Like, sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Sorry. Thinking like, oh my God, like I've gone up again. Like, what the hell? And then I have to remind myself, this is normal. Like our weight fluctuates daily. It's probably because I ate late last night or I haven't been to the toilet yet, like things like that. So it is helping me kind of understand more like what my clients are going through. And it's all
normal.
It's all normal.
Yeah. I really hope you're not putting too much pressure on yourself.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. And I say I'm not, but sometimes that voice in my head is like you need to lose the weight because it's also part of my job as well.
I was going to say, because I can imagine that's your brand.
Yeah.
To look a certain way. So it must be really conflicting.
It is conflicting because I'm all for like healthy, sustainable weight loss. So slow and sustainable, you're more likely to keep it off.
Yeah.
And I have to remember that applies to me also. But on the other hand, it's like I'm filming content and I don't like how I look.
Yeah.
Or so I kind of do a bit of like fitness modeling as well. So there's kind of pressure to lose weight so that I can work with brands again. Yeah. So it is conflicting, but I am trying to give myself grace. And yeah, not put too much pressure on myself. I'm trying to be as kind as I am to my clients,
to yourself,
to myself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really important. Yeah, because as you were speaking, I was just thinking, oh my gosh, like thank God when I was having my kids, I was offline.
Yeah.
It didn't really matter, you know, physically what I looked like. People are like, oh no, you look fine. And I'm like, oh, okay. But I can just imagine that's
yeah. It is hard. But on the other hand, loads of people are messaging me and they're saying like, oh, like, thank you for posting this. Like it's relatable and like it makes me feel better. Like seeing someone that, you know, I haven't just had a baby and popped up with abs again, which is some people's reality, right? But for a lot of women, that's not the case. And it's hard, like you just postpartum in general, like the emotions and like feeling lost and not feeling yourself and like not liking how you look, like it's a big mind, I don't want to swear, but do you know what I mean? Like it's hard.
So
yeah, I want to be as real as possible. And I think if anything, now I work out more for like the mental health benefits as opposed to like trying to achieve an aesthetic goal, which was like my focus like a few years ago.
Well, I think you look amazing. You're literally my goal. I'm just like, oh, goals.
Thank you.
So you're doing everything right. I think so. Yeah, I love it.
Thank you.
Changing gears slightly, what does self-care mean to you?
What does self-care mean to me? I mean, at the moment, self-care is like having 10 minutes to myself in the shower, undisturbed. But I think it's just like putting love back into yourself. And that could be like it could be the smallest thing, doing a workout, it could be getting your nails done, it could be like doing a hair mask. Like if I think about like what my ideal like self-care day would be, it would be getting up early, because I'm not a morning person at all. But I always feel better when I get up early in the morning. I feel more productive. So it'll be getting up earlier, going for a workout with my friends, going for brunch afterwards, like getting like a bougie avocado on toast.
I love brunch,
and then it'll be going home. No, it'll be going to get my nails done, and then going home, having an everything shower, you know, hair, doing my hair mask, shaving my legs, and getting an early night. Yeah, I think that would be like the ideal self-care day for me.
Oh, I love that.
What would it be for you?
Oh my gosh, me. Self-care day. So mine's a bit different because I'll definitely be waking up in a hotel.
Oh, okay.
Because I would like to glide down to hotel breakfast.
Nice.
I just really enjoy a hotel breakfast that I've not made. Go back up and then spend the whole day sleeping.
Nice.
Binge a little bit, a couple movies here and there, but eating and sleeping.
No, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, that's it for me.
I can get with that as well. Yeah. And I think the other thing is, like with like TikTok trends and everything, I feel like self-care has also become a bit exhausting as well.
Yeah.
It's like got an aesthetic to it.
Aesthetic, steps, rules almost.
Yeah.
It has to look a certain way.
It has to look a certain way. It has to look pretty. And I think you're right. Sometimes self-care is just having a day in your pajamas, like rotting in bed.
Yes.
Binging, ordering some food in. I just think like TikTok trends.
Unrealistic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge advocate for bed rotting. I schedule one in, at least one a month, and I say my phone is off, or at least DND for the day, and I'm in bed and I'm just eating and watching TV. And my whole family knows. My husband usually joins me and decides to latch onto my bed rot day, but I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. Yeah. I need one of those days.
I love it. So you've had a really stressful day, out and about, meetings, workouts, etc. You get home. What are you doing to relax?
What, hypothetically?
Mm-hmm.
Because that doesn't exist. That doesn't exist for me at the moment. Okay. What am I doing to relax? I think, if the place isn't tidy, I feel like I do need a clean space to be able to relax.
Okay.
I can't relax if things are scattered. So it'll be a quick tidy up, it'll be a shower, clean pajamas, and just sitting on the sofa watching, I don't know, Real Housewives or something along those lines, and getting a takeaway.
Love it. What takeaway?
I love a Turkish, Greek food, which also, like, if you're like aiming for weight loss and you want a cheeky takeaway in the week, Turkish and Greek food is like the best thing you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not cheeky Chinese?
No. Avoid that. Heavily fried. Loads of what are they called? MSGs.
Oh, yeah. That's what makes it so delicious.
Yeah. But like Turkish and Greek food is amazing. Like avoid like the like the doner kebab meat and all of that.
Okay.
Avoid that, but like the shish, chicken, lamb, salad, rice, hummus, a little bit of bread.
I'm hungry now. No, I love it. Thank you so much. Before we wrap up, what is one key nugget takeaway that you want to leave everyone with, or some kind of mantra that you have for life?
For life?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good question. Well, this isn't my mantra. This is something that I actually heard like a week or so ago on TikTok that I am going to try and incorporate into 2025. And that is just get things done. Like apparently all the successful people in life are the people that will call you back straight away, email you back straight away. Got an idea? Let's do it. Like, let's have a meeting next week. No procrastination. Do you know what I mean? So that's something that I am trying to incorporate into my lifestyle. So yeah, just don't put things off.
Just do
Linking it back to fitness and health.
Yeah.
The time that you've spent thinking about, should I do this workout or not? You could have had your gym stuff on and started your warm up already.
Yeah.
Like, don't think about it too much. Just do. Just do it.
Just do it. Love it.
So yeah, hopefully that's a little bit
perfect.
Helpful advice.
I'll be taking that on board because trying to deal with my own procrastination. So it's an encouragement. I love it. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Thank you for sharing, getting a bit vulnerable. I love it. Giving us advice. Small waist, big bum. Love it.
Yeah, sorry. Hopefully thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Again, this was one of my goals for 2025 because, I said to you before we started, public speaking is not my bag at all. Articulating myself I'm not very good at doing it. But I said to myself, I want to do more public speaking, push myself out of my comfort zone. So you are the first.
I love that for me.
You were the first.
And you did amazingly.
Thank you.
You can no longer say it's not your bag because clearly it is your bag.
I wouldn't say that, but thank you for providing a safe, comfortable space for me to do this. Thank you so much for having me on.
You're welcome.
I hope it's useful advice and people can get some points in between the rambling.
Oh, there was no rambling. Love it. Thank you again for coming. So, as Christina said, we hope you had something that you took away from the episode. If you did, drop it in the comments below so we can keep the conversation going. Christina, can you let us know where to find you online?
Yes, so my Instagram page is Xtina Okenla, XTINA Okenla. That's like my main page, and then my brand Instagram is Bodied by XO, BODIED BYXO. And
your app?
My app. So my app is available on the App Store and Google Play. Again, it's called Bodied by XO. And to sign up via the Bodied by XO website, so bodybyxo.com.
Okay, perfect. We'll have everything linked below. So
yes.
you guys can check it out. Yeah. No worries at all. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Kiya Convos. If you did, be sure to thumbs up and subscribe as well, and share it with someone who would love to hear Christina's amazing tips on fitness and all the good stuff. But yeah, we'll be back again next week with another episode. Until then, take care, stay blessed, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Bye, guys.